So I grew up in Cloquet, Minnesota, and I went to Cloquet Senior High School. I also went to Cloquet Middle School, and then also Cloquet Elementary, Churchill. Yeah, so the strategy in high school was really, as most high school students go about it, to learn as much as possible. It was also flavored by the fact that I knew I wanted to go to college, but I also was informed by my parents that I'd be paying for it myself. So with that mindset in place, my strategy was really do the things that I found interesting, explore, but do those explorations well. And I think that the combination of doing things that you actually enjoy and doing them well is one that makes for a more fulfilling time in high school, but also one that really informs you about yourself and what you'd like to do afterward. I applied to like 10 jobs. I biked around on my mountain bike around Cloquet trying to get some work. I got denied like at 9 out of 10 places. One place that took me was Wendy's fast food. So I worked at this fast food restaurant over the summer. And I've never worked harder in my life still to today. It really showed me the importance of value of a dollar, of showing up, putting in hard work, and was incredible. So using that work ethic that I learned at Wendy's, of all places, I then channeled that the next summer into applying to scholarships and applying to college. So just like I would at Wendy's, I did shift work. I'd sit down at my desk, I'd knock stuff out, I'd work hard. And I ended up applying to approximately, I think, 22 colleges and about 30 scholarships. And the intent of doing so was to get into multiple colleges, use their financial aid packages that barter between them to drive up my financial aid, and then also hopefully win some of these scholarships. Between junior and senior year, it was at the desk cranking out these things, and I'm still in the debt of myself that summer because it provided so much opportunity. Without taking that summer to do that would have been impossible. In addition, it was a much better use of time in the end than maybe even working a minimum wage job in the sense of what I learned, what I earned, and also what it would set me up for next. So I go to Harvard College, and I'm a current junior/senior there. I built one of the biggest web apps in the Ivy League called Slumber Playbook, which is an international travel website used currently in 126 countries by 13 schools. I just filed a patent at eBay, where I was also a summer intern at for 2 years, managing a team of engineers and designers. The patent involves artificial intelligence, machine learning. I just finished, I was a US student delegate to the World Internet Conference in Wuzhen, China. It's been a whirlwind adventure. I also ran for student president of Harvard College my sophomore year. So it's been a wild time. Being at Harvard has allowed me to also travel to 7 countries on Harvard's dime. And so really like getting into one of these colleges is a shot at a different life, and like one that I never really expected to live myself. But when given the opportunity, as any scrappy northern Minnesotan or Midwesterner does, makes the best of those opportunities and works hard to make sure that you not only receive those opportunities, but then think about how you can also channel them for the benefit of others. So I do computer science and sociology, and the cool thing about these sorts of studies in high school, science can seem very linear and very, I think, siloed. But when you get into college, you can see how diverse and ranging science can be, in the sense of it's a tool, as is engineering, it's a tool to explore deep issues, whether that within the sociological lens, particularly where people find meaning in their work, what makes cities successful, how do you bring high sector jobs to regions, and relying on an engineering or science background in that is important to kind of make sense of that data and call understanding. So I also just opened a research lab at Harvard. So I run a scientific program in the Institute of Quantitative Social Science at Harvard College. It's unprecedented for an undergrad to run something like that, but due to my past research, which has been published to 1.2 million people this past summer, they allowed me to open up a lab. Part of the reason why they allowed that was because this past fall, I was invited as the keynote speaker at Amsterdam Capital Week within the mayor's office. So what that entailed was I got a call from the city. The brother of the Prince of the Netherlands had seen my research along with the mayor, and they invited me out to come speak about what Amsterdam can do to bring higher sector jobs to the region. So Fair Opportunity Project is a project that's been written with the collaboration of about 200 high school counselors from the Midwest, about 20 kids from the nation's top schools, and is advised by the New York City Department of Education, Harlem Children's Zone, KIPP Academy, City Year, the big names in education. And it basically is a free source of college application that we distribute to 57,000 public high schools across the nation, having all the information that students who have got into the top colleges in the world think is useful for kids, and think that it should be free for kids to put their best foot forward. So Fair Opportunity Project is exactly what the name says, which is it's a program that's meant and built and designed to give every high school student a fair opportunity at getting into a great college.